Is Germany really worth moving for work? In 2025, we've already seen shocking headlines. Volkswagen laying off workers, and the Chancellor warning that Germany's welfare system can't hold forever. Hi, I'm Bella. I was born and raised in Taiwan, and I studied and worked in Singapore for 12 years. And now I have been living in Germany for about 1 year. Today, I'll share my honest truths as an aspect. The benefits, the struggle, and the reality behind moving to Germany. You might swipe away halfway of the video, or you might want to move to Germany immediately. Let's start with why so many people dream of moving here. Germany has one of the highest average hourly wages in Europe. And for skilled worker, visa like EU Blue Card can offer you a faster track to permanent residency faster than many other countries. But with 40% of tax, you will quickly realize that your net income is very different from your gross salary. And let's talk about work-life balance. Most of the employee has 30 days of annual leaves. So if you move to Germany, you might have problem thinking how to spend 30 days every year for your holiday. Like coming from Asia, for me, I still have that mentality that I shouldn't take long leaves. But in Germany, people enjoy their holiday. And let's talk about the travel opportunities in Europe. From Germany, you can take cheap flights, even train to a lot of different countries. That was one of my biggest motivation to move to Germany. And let's talk about the welfare and social security. Things like healthcare, unemployment benefits, and family support, these are the huge reasons why people think that Germany is a great destination for immigration. But the recent news might shake your confidence. Volkswagen announced massive layoffs. The Chancellor himself said that the welfare system is no longer sustainable, and immigration is becoming a heated political debate. So the big question is, if Germany is under such pressure, is this still a good place for long-term immigration? Let's talk about the real challenges for foreigners. The first one is housing. Finding an apartment is one of the hardest part in Germany. Local renting platforms like Immowelt, the new listing will be gone in days with hundreds of applications. The reason why it is so competitive is because even the locals, they are looking for renting apartments. You need to provide your Schulfach credit record, your income proof, your work contract, and sometimes you even need to interview with the house owner. Here, I also want to remind everyone that there's scam in Germany. So never transfer deposit without viewing the house or knowing that if the person is the house owner. And for women out there, try not to view the house alone. Stay safe and be alert. And let's talk about tax. If you're not originally from Europe, you might not get used to 40% of the taxes. At first, it is painful to know that I cannot spend as much money as before, like I was in Singapore. But in Germany, people don't chase after luxury lifestyle.
You are not your job. You're not how much money you have in the bank. You're not the car you drive. You're not the contents of your wallet.
Instead, they focus on living simply. They spend time with their family, in the park, in a cafe, just to enjoy that little moment with the loved ones. And the parks here are so beautiful that I also enjoy simple moments like them. What I learned from this German mentality is that life is not just about working. Don't work to buy things. Work to buy time. In addition, the groceries are not so expensive. There's a wide selection of high-quality essential products that cost just a few euro. Let's talk about language. German is hard. I've never encountered anyone told me that German is easy to learn. This is the first time that I live in a country that I cannot speak their language. For me, I feel helpless when I'm trying to book an appointment or trying to answer a phone call.
Entschuldigung, wie bitte?
Most professional jobs in Germany requires professional level of German, like level C1. But in city like Berlin, you might survive with only English. And luckily for my job, it is sufficient just to speak English. But I still chose to learn German because I want that immersive experience of living abroad. I want to be able to communicate with German, the auntie that sells bread in the bakery, the barista, and just some people walking their dog. I want to be able to tell them that, hey, your dog is so cute, can I pet them? Now I spend 2 times a week early in the morning learning German class online. My short-term goal is to reach B1 level German because that's a requirement to apply for their permanent residency. But my long-term goal is to be able to stand up for myself in a daily life. And let's talk about socializing. If you're like me, you move here alone, it takes time to build a social circle here. Germans are kind but private. It takes time to build a close relationship with them. But the good news is that there are people like me who are foreigner who just moved to Germany or been living in Germany for a long time. The first step is that you can join the Facebook group, like which country you're from and which city you're in. For me, I found a community, it's called Taiwanese in Hamburg. And definitely there will be someone who are willing to help you and answer you some questions. Maybe if you're lucky, you can find someone who has a spare room for you to rent short term. And if you're a woman, I also recommend Girls Go International. They have groups in different cities and countries. You can meet with girls and make some new friendship. And if you're Chinese speaking, I also recommend Xiaohongshu. I found a lot of useful information and I made friends there. Let's talk about work environment. Because my only comparison is Singapore, so it will be the yin and yang comparison. In Germany, people come first. It's normal to take 2-3 weeks of holiday without replying any work emails, and deadline move if there's a holiday season. In Singapore, holidays are short, efficiency is high, things can be done in days. Here in Germany, visa or doctor appointment can take weeks or even months. So I suggest you start to practicing meditation before you come to Germany. Accept the fact that things will take time and you might need to prepare everything 3 to 6 months earlier. Also, if you want to get things done fast, you might need to write a lot of follow-up emails, of course in German. But living in Germany, I really learned to let go of stress. Prioritizing your well-being is also being responsible that you can work in good condition for a long term. What about Germany's industry and future outlook? Despite the bad news, there are still opportunities. Mercedes-Benz and Volkswagen recently showcased high-tech innovation in all-electric vehicles. And Germany still needs around 700,000 skilled workers every year, especially IT, engineering, and healthcare professionals.
Die in weiten Teilen ungesteuerte Migration hat unsere Gesellschaft in den letzten Jahren überfordert. Ich sage gleichwohl in aller Deutlichkeit, Deutschland ist ein Einwanderungsland.
The demand is there, but the landscape is changing. With AI, economic downturns, and the political debates, moving to Germany is not just about chasing high salary. It's also about preparing for the challenges that may come with it. So why did I move? Honestly, I didn't think of forever. I just want to try to travel more in Europe because I love this land. To see the history, the culture, the art, and to open the option of settling here. My biggest supporters are my parents. When I shared the idea with them, my parents told me that we are still young, don't worry about us, just go forward. That was the moment that I say yes to Germany. Now, after almost 1 year, I can picture myself settling in Germany and start a family here. Life in Germany turned out better than I expected. I used to have panic attack almost every morning when I turn on my phone and see the work messages. But in Germany, I almost forgot what is a panic attack. Moving to Germany is not about finding a perfect country, but about finding a place where I can finally slow down and live differently. If you're considering Germany, ask yourself if you're ready for the language, the house hunting, and the slow system. Tell me what you think in the comments. If yes, then it can be worth it. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions about expat life or living abroad, leave them in the comment below. And you can also tell me what kind of content you want to see next. And don't forget to subscribe. I will be sharing more about how to apply EU Blue Card visa, my life in Germany, the work culture differences. Bye! See you in the next video.